from the gates of hell and from a blacked out street in New York City, you're watching a show with Zay Frank. That's good.
Huh? Yeah, I'm a little late to the Movember thing. At first I thought you were supposed to grow a mustache on your prostate, which is a little hard, especially if you want to trim it. But in support of men's health, I'm perfectly happy looking like a 1920s B actor. Hey, what are you getting at? You're just getting what I'm giving. Well, you should give me a break. You keep talking like that, I'll break something, all right? Anywho, a while back I found out that my cholesterol was 258, and to put that into perspective, imagine 258 bees, and I'm not talking about the little ones that carry the tiny little babies in bandanas, I'm talking about the mean bees. Anyway, my doctor recommended that I take a drug that may or may not have a side effect that I talk really fast like they do when they list out side effects in those commercials. And I didn't want to take the drug, so we agreed that I'd just make my life a little bit more sucky and see if that worked. So I agreed to only eat vegetable-y type of things, but I'm not even a vegetarian because according to every single menu, apparently all they eat is cheese. And cheese isn't a vegetable, by the way, and the point is that I'm not allowed to eat cheese and you can all suck it, and I have to call myself a Vajon. And I did it, and I'm doing it, and I even started a Vajon cooking show. Here's a delicious recipe using carrots. First, find a very fresh carrot. Next, you're just gonna eat it. Bite me. It was called Bite Me. That was the tagline too. Bite Me Vajon. NBC was gonna pick it up, but they wanted to convert it to a reality show where a bunch of shows compete to see who can get the lowest ratings. Zinger! So I went back to the doctor after 2 months of eating oatmeal every morning. And when I went, I wore this cool doctor's coat that somebody named Stephanie sent me. And I was like, "Hi doc," and he said, "How's your knee?" Which is something that happened to me like 2 years ago. It's part of a fun game we play where he pretends that the only thing he knows about me is what he scribbles on a little piece of paper. So I said my knee's fine now that I took your advice and had my dog hump it every day, except now my knee's pregnant. And I'm gonna have a puppy. And we laughed. You know the kind of laugh where only one person is laughing, but you can tell the other person really, really wants to? Good times. And then I asked him about tofu, which I eat a lot of because I'm a Vajon, and he said it was a bad idea because apparently you can grow lady parts, which I sort of wish he had told me 2 months ago. And then he drew some blood, and it really hurts when they change those little tubes, and I was like, what did the tube store run out of big tubes at the tube store? He said he would call with the results, but as a funny prank he didn't, and 2 weeks later I called the receptionist who said that my cholesterol was 228, which is 30 less B's if you're counting. And I was like, awesome, can you have the doctor call me and tell me if I can keep doing what I'm doing instead of having a mustache grow on my prostate, which may or may not be a side effect of the drugs that I don't want to take? And then he left me a message, which may or may not have sounded just like this.
The answer to your question, unfortunately, is no.
So here's the deal. I don't want to die before Avatar 6 comes out, which they say is going to have Ewoks in it, but I also don't want my nipples to merge, which may or may not be a side effect of the drugs. So I'm daring you to dare me to lose 15 pounds and get my cholesterol under 200 by February 1st of next year. Do it for my nipples. Honestly, I could use your help. The runners-up and winners of Bill Wadman's last 2 contests are as follows. For the Make Someone Laugh contest, Malin J and N. Clark were honorable mentions. Bill said, quote, "The ideal of a belly laugh, hand to his chest and everything. And for some reason, this picture makes me feel like they've been trying to make this woman laugh for 30 years and finally got her." But the winner of the poster is synesthesia. Bill said, "This looks like the beginning of an 11-minute bout of the giggles." For the pics of people you miss the most, Bill gave a nod to Samuel R.J. and Daft Viking, saying, "For the adorable execution and novel use of technology, and for the intense and stoic way he's sharing the very recent loss of his young son." The winner of the poster goes to De Neurones, Bill said, "Close, intimate, and solemn, while the closed eyes keep the viewer as observer. A beautiful photograph regardless of the mission."